from NonnasNuttykrafts. I don't know if anybody's on because I got this flipped around. So I talked to you guys about, we were talking about painting. This is going to be part one of doing this because it's going to take a little bit of time for the burlap to dry. Now I did look into burlap that was already rolled, and that was a lot thicker. This I bought, what did I pay? $2.97 or something. I think I bought like a yard of fabric, I think. But I wanted to test it out before I went online with you guys to show you. This is the first one. It's going to be the Shamrock. So what I did, like I'll show you on the bunny, I laid the bunny, out on top. I cut where the indentations were on it. I left a little bit because I'm going to roll it and tie it in. So I just finished doing the Shamrock. It's going to come out all kind of different colors, which is what I want. Don't want to be all the same. Don't want it to be too thick. The back I will do as a second part to it once the front of it dries. And this dries pretty quick. This is actually pretty dry. But I wanted to show you how I did it, so if you guys wanted to do it for your own stuff. So that, this is going to be, I'm going to do one bunny in white with black and white on it, check. But I said, since I already got the green paint made, because I mixed these two colors together, and sorry, I'm outside, so you guys are going to hear, and I'm not going to be able to see your comments, because like I said, I have the phone flipped around the other way. So let me put that there. I got my brush. I use the sponge brush. Now what I did notice when I did this in the beginning, if I started with a whole bunch of paint on it, I don't want to start in the middle because it left globbies. So I just kind of brush a little bit around it, and then from there, then I start, you know, painting it out. And this is all that I did. So I decided to make one bunny green and see how it comes out darker, and that's okay. These are not perfect bunnies. And I'm gonna have ribbon and bows and stuff and whatever else. Oh, don't want to paint this bunny. So let me move that out of the way. I'm sorry if you're gonna hear background of cars going by. Any music on here, I do not have the rights to if the car goes by. But this is how simple it is. And you can choose any colors you want to do this. It's a burlap hanging there. And like I said, I just paint because I got a bunch of it on there. I just want to get it off the brush. So when I paint it, it's not globbing all in one spot. And some spots you can make lighter, some spots you can make darker. You can show some of the burlap through it. It just depends what you want to do, you guys. It's really up to you. All right, so I'm just going to put some of this on here, and here we go. Hopefully you guys can see this. I try to do it so you were close enough, but not too far away. I got to move around the table. I moved the paint before I had that flying off the table. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not so worried about the edges, just because I'm going to roll and tuck it in once to make it stronger when I tie this around, you know, the frame. Because the idea is not to paint your fingers. That would be a good idea. And any comments you guys have, I will go back and answer these, since like I said, I don't have it. I didn't bring my iPad out here. I don't have big enough, well, I guess I do, but the puppies were just out here and going crazy, and I was like, ugh. I told my husband, I said, please take the puppies inside. So since it's a nice day out here, it's like in the 60s. Although it is getting a little cool now, so I'm trying to do this to show you guys. This is really easy, and you can make them, like I said, any color you want. And then you can go back, like I have these little dotty things. So I'm probably going to take a white or an off-white and do dots on this one. But again, I got to let it dry before I do that. And like I said, this is like already dry. And I literally just finished that one, did that one just before I came on the live. So it does not take that long. Now you can use fabric if you want to use fabric instead. But just make sure your fabric is thick enough because you don't want it to rip as you're trying to, you know, tie it onto the your form. And you don't want it to sag. Now I don't know if starch would be a good thing to use or not, because starch is like water-based, so I'm not sure with that. I'm choosing to do the burlap because this is a little bit stiffer. And I got this burlap at Walmart. And like I said, I paid $2.97. I think I got a yard of it. So it was not that bad. I wasn't sure what it was going to cost. And like I said, I did this only because the burlap, you know, roll that you could get, like burlap mesh, if you want to call it that, is a lot thicker. And these, the way this is interwove is closer. That other burlap, I just didn't like. It's too far apart, or it's just too thick. Whoop, I'm back. See how easy this is? It's not hard, y'all. And you can be creative. You can do this with, you could take it doesn't have to be one of these frames. It could be a metal frame. And you can do the same exact thing if you want to take a piece of burlap and paint it out whatever color you want. Because you know, every time you go to buy something, by the time you buy it, it's always sold out. And you're like, really? So this is something you can make any color you want, do it any season, make it any shape. And that's all it is. So you can go back. I see I have some lightest spots in here, so I want to make them just a little bit darker in spots. Again, it's kind of like a little country farmhouse project, but the same thing as if you were going to buy the whole bunny already done. Cost wise, I think, oh, here comes a big truck. Sorry. I think I paid $8.99 for the forms, and I got them at Hobby Lobby. And then I said, you know, like buying this. So I didn't have to pay shipping, just my time going to the store and finding what I want is what it was. Which I have no problem doing. No problem. Whoop. So if it's your first time watching, hit anywhere on the screen. Those 3 little white dots will pop up on the screen, and hit it where it says notifications so you can get notifications when I go live. I don't even know if my head's in the frame. Nope, now we got airplanes flying by. Jeez Louise. So let's say that one's done. Alright? So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this one, drink it over here, and we'll do the back of this one. I get all the paint off my hands. And like I said, I mixed these colors together. I had some darker ones. And the reason why I chose to go light, what I did was I looked at some of my ribbons. And if you notice, the backgrounds are basically light colored backgrounds. So that way the dark would show up. Because I was debating if I should do dark, do light, or do a white and put green on it. You know, this is going to be a Shamrock. So that's why I chose to do this. And I can come back, you know, and draw little squiggly things in there if I want to, whatever, in the darker colors, which I picked out some darker ones I happen to have. So let's get this side painted. And then my green's done. Now the bunny, other bunny, like I said, I'm going to do that in black and white check. So that will be another video of how to do that. Because that's going to take a little bit longer because I actually have all the tape down here. I said, wait, let me do the green first since I got all the green out. And paint all this up so that I can show you. It won't be even today. Maybe we'll see when I can when this dries, because I've never made these before. This is my first time making it, and tying these on and then decorating it. Like I said, just put some streaks on the edges, and then you can blend it in from that way. Because your center is going to be in here, needless to say. Like I said, I will go back and answer any comments that you guys have, so ask your questions. If it's your first time watching, thanks for coming to NonnasNuttykrafts, the little nut house here. I'm outside, so again, I apologize for all the traffic that you hear, but I couldn't do this inside because I didn't want to ruin my table inside. But you could do this inside. I just felt it was a nice day outside. I'd rather have the space out here to do it, and it will dry faster in the air than being stuck inside. Trying not to get this on my table cover, but I have a feeling that hasn't worked. There we go. Then you blend it in. And voila. We're going to have a green shamrock. And I like it that it's not all the same, that it has some character to it, because it just makes it so different. It makes it fun. Everything doesn't have to be the same. If I lift this up, I can get some of that paint out of those holes there. Just paint some of this on. And there we go. Some of those globs. Around my fingers. Making sure the foxes are coming around. So hopefully you guys have gorgeous weather like we have today. It's so weird. Here it is, 1st of February, and it's 60 degrees out. It's crazy. It's crazy. We've lived here 22 years. Never, ever has it been like this. Never. But I'm taking advantage of it. I went to work out this morning. It was a great workout. It wasn't too hot. Got the doors open to our gym. Let some of the cool air from outside in. Now you would get some of this stringy fiber stuff, but life it is, y'all. So I've learned, what I've learned in doing, just take the side of the brush first and just bring it out. And then from there, just go. And that's just, and again, you may find a different technique that works better for you. This is just, I don't know, I don't want to say this is made up. This is, I didn't look on YouTube or anything. I'm kind of winging it. And do it my own way. So you may find a different way to do it that works better. So go for it. I think we'll just have enough green on this. You might want to wear gloves to keep the green off your hands. But it's water, you know, it's a little soap and water comes off. Going back some places, you'll see where it's lighter, making it just a little bit darker. But I like this. It's fun. And this is just a sponge brush. You get this wherever. And these cups, these are from my granddaughter from the little fruit she gets. And I've been saving them, giving them to the preschool, but I've saved some so we can use them for paint projects, put, you know, and stuff that we do with her. All right, so look at the shamrock. Both sides are painted. Just making sure some of that wear came through the other side. Fan it out a little bit. And that's all I'm going to do with that one. I don't even know which side I painted. Funny. And these are going to be so fun. Now I'm probably going to have to make more paint. We'll see. See how fun this is? You can even do this with kids. They like to paint. You can take just a little, you know, 8-inch ring, you know, a wreath ring or styrofoam ring or something, and you can make cute little things like this for the kids. They could give it to teachers. They can put whatever design they want on it. You know, stick a little bow on it, some greenery, and look how cute this is going to be. It will be cute, trust me. It's getting there. This is like, you know, when you go, oh, here's a, you go get your hair cut, and they start cutting it, and then they go to blow dry, and your hair is sticking up all over the place. You look like a little rat. And then you're like, oh, good God, I hope this comes out right. Or if you're getting your hair dyed, they get all that foil, and your hair is sticking up all over the place. Same thing. Same thing. Got to see the beginning parts of it before you get to the nice part of it. And like I said, the same thing with this. I just laid this on top. I cut it a little bit wider because I'm going to curl these under and attach it to the bunny. And so I wanted something to give it some, you know, I just didn't want to take it raw. You can do it with leave a raw edge. I mean, you can do that. I may wind up doing that in the long run, but we're just going to see. We're trying it trial and error, you guys. Let's see how this comes out. That's why I got two bunnies. We'll see how this goes. And if it's your first time watching, hit anywhere on the screen, and in the top 3 little white buttons are up there. Hit those and hit the notification button so you can get notification when I go live. And that way we'll have some more fun with people in the hut house. I'm gonna have to make some more green. Now I chose green. I could have done pink or blue or white or whatever, but I just thought, you know, my bunny ribbon, my ribbons have, you know, the green, the pink, the yellow, the purple in it. And I said, let's do a green bunny. You know, just as something a little different. Let's see, maybe I'll get as far as I need. Instead of moving the bunny, I'm moving around the table. So me. Again, sorry for the traffic outside. But I thought this would be a fun project to show you guys. And these I can reuse again for other projects. Just wash it out, a little soap and water, which is what makes this easy. And this is just regular, it's just all the paint. I have different brands. Krafts, Craft Paint. You can find these all at Michael's, the Delta, Americana. They're all different, you know, paints. They all do the same. It just depends on the color you're looking for. You can find it in one or the other. It's acrylic paint is all that it is. I might just get by with all this green. I'm gonna have to make it. Woohoo! It's always hard if you have to make another batch and you don't make it exactly the same color. That's what makes it hard. There's little nips and crannies there. All right. going back to see if there's places I want to have a little bit darker than others, like up here. See? And like I said, be creative. You may find a different way to do this that may work for you better than what it's doing for me. So go for it, y'all. Go for it. Make sure they're in these little indentations because you're going to kind of probably see that more than anything. All right. So look how easy that is. Make sure anything that came through, some of the darker spots. I think that was pretty good. Voila. So guys, now step 2 will be going to, once this really dries, to take my bunny, my Shamrock, and laying it, deciding where it's going to be. I may do my little decoration, whether it's dots on it, whether I do swirls or whatever, and come back and do that once it's dry so that the paints don't bleed into each other. That's one thing I don't want. But these you can get at, I think I got mine at Michael's. If you go in the paintbrush section, you can find them. They have ones like these. They have them also what they call dabbers, where this is not as spongy and it looks like that as a dabber. I choose these, you know, when I do them. I like these better, but you may want to use the dabber. It's up to you. So that's it for now. Let me raise this up so I can, so you can see me. Hopefully you can see me now. Maybe. Whoop. We'll just go like this. So thank you for coming to NonnasNuttykrafts, and I will see you next time. All right, y'all have a nice day. Bye.